Hello there, Gemini. Welcome back to Misfits of the Zodiac. My name is Ace. I'm going to be doing a monthly reading for you for the month of September. I've already pulled your cards. I'm getting this feeling of the need for camaraderie, the need for cooperation, whether it's in business or at home. I feel like it's going to, working through some disagreements and not, allowing heated discussion to get out of control is going to bring some healing this month. And I feel like it's going to create a lot of stability. And if you haven't been seeing eye to eye with someone, I feel like by the end of the month, you're going to feel more connected than maybe you ever have before. And you're going to be able to see each other from a new perspective. And I feel like part of that is you kind of standing up for yourself and standing your ground, but doing it in a way where you're not, feeling the need to yell or get, frustrated with that person. Just maybe looking at them in a different light or from a new perspective, or see, maybe looking at the way that you would feel if you were in their position, or maybe asking them to do that for you. But I feel like you taking the higher ground in this situation is going to mean a lot to them, and they're going to be a lot more open to listening to you and not combating you, if that makes sense. Okay, so your first card, you have the King of Cups. I don't normally talk too much about the bees in this particular. There's a bee here, and I think where's the other bee? The other bee is right here. Bees are, again, all about cooperation, working towards a greater good, okay? They're the worker bees. So this, again, might be related to work. Maybe this person is a coworker. I feel like it could be also, though, someone from home or someone in your immediate friend group or in your family even. And I feel like you are offering some sort of, truce in this situation. Okay, you're bringing something to the table that maybe you haven't before. Maybe you are looking at it from a different perspective, and you're trying to create more of a calmer presentation from you, so that maybe you can help them not feel so defensive with you. Because I feel like with the Two of Athames here, these two gentlemen are deciding to have a truce, but they're not necessarily thrilled about it. And I feel like this is what you've been doing for a long time, but what your guides, your intuition, your whatever you believe is asking you to do is more of the Five of Wands energy. This is, everyone here has something to bring to the table, right? Something to literally bring to the table, this gentleman at the table, okay? And I feel like if you can show them the value that they bring, or you can show that you appreciate their value, there is a higher likelihood that they will maybe have a change of heart and see the value you bring, and you can then work better cohesively as a unit, instead of, this very, more of this truce that's barely staying together kind of vibe, if that makes sense, okay? And I feel like as a result, you're both going to get a lot of healing. Sometimes we all just want to be seen, right? We all just want to be valued for what we bring, right? So I feel like if you could do that for them, even if they don't do that for you, you will be able to do that for you. Because sometimes valuing someone else and what they do and seeing what they're bringing to the table helps you get clarity on what it is, the value that you're bringing to the table, okay? And I think that that's going to bring healing for you guys. I will say there could potentially be some major fallout, or just a major change that's happening with the Tower card. This feels like it's maybe building up to this point, And there might be a blowout. There might be some harsh words. There might be a truce that ends up happening as a result. Maybe you do go to them and you tell them what you value in them, and they're still not valuing what you're bringing to the table. And there might be some sort of argument. If you can stay calm in that moment to the best of your ability and not let things get blown out of proportion, I feel like they may not in the moment appreciate that, but in the upcoming days or weeks, they will realize, hey, you know what? I was the one that was out of line. And when they take a second to sit back and say, you know, this person wasn't attacking me. This person was actually telling me what they valued about me. Why am I getting so defensive about this? Because it potentially has been going on for a long time. They're going to want to make a truce in a positive way, create a more cohesive flow, and in a place where you guys can be more in this like cooperative energy where everybody brings something and you're all benefiting from it. Okay. And the reason I say that is because you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy, but it's usually related to family. So this might be a family member. It might not be a work situation. But I feel like this is creating more stability, like emotional stability, and it's also probably going to create more financial stability for everyone involved, because instead of everyone fighting for their jockeying for position in a company or in a family unit, everybody's just realizing the value of what everyone else brings, and as a result they can focus on making that thing better instead of focusing on, well, I gotta show this person, I gotta prove this person, I gotta prove myself. Okay. And when you direct the energy more at the thing and not on everyone else and what everyone else is doing, you can focus on it and make great things happen. Okay. And I feel like this is going to be a brand new start. This is the Fool card. This is a brand new beginning. This is also potentially the beginning of the prosperity. And then you end up with more stability by the end. The 10 of Pentacles. This is the beginning of that, that fresh start. I feel like with the 5 of Athames and the 7 of Wands here, the brand new beginning is, again, finding value, and everyone finding value in what everyone else brings. Okay. In this particular card, you have this gentleman here who's assessing swords here that this gentleman created. Okay. And he doesn't value it because he doesn't understand it. So you might have been, if it is a business situation or a home situation, you've been doing things a certain kind of way for a really long time. And they've been doing things a certain kind of way for a really long time. And because everyone's been in their own lane and no one has cross-pollinated, going back to the bees, nobody has been in anyone else's shoes, then they don't really value what that person does. So something that you might want to try this month is switching out. Maybe allowing them to do what you do and you doing what they do. And seeing, so that you can start to value each other and what each other brings to the table. Okay, with the 7 of Wands here, this woman is putting up these wands. This card is all about, she's doing something her way and it's working for her, but it probably won't work for anyone else. And I feel like that's what you guys need to learn from one another. You guys need to see that you're all in your own stations for a reason. It's like the aces in their places. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but it's kind of like everyone is in their station for a reason. They all bring something. So if you switch positions and you allow everyone to see from the other perspective of like what that person does, what that person actually is bringing, you create that value. You realize that value. Because now you realize how hard it might be. And they realize how hard what you're doing is. And they realize, and you realize, that your individual ways of doing something works for yourself. But if the other person tries to do it, it all kind of falls apart. Okay? And maybe that's what this tower is. It needs to fall apart. You guys might need to have a fail so that you can kind of see each other's value. That might be exactly what this tower is talking about. I feel like overall, though, it's going to bring strength to everybody. It's going to bring fortitude to everyone. Everyone's going to stand in their power with the Queen of Wands and the Strength card. Everyone's going to find out what they bring and value it, and everyone else is going to value what they bring. And the cool thing is that your last card that you got is the Three of Cups, which is all about celebration with trusted others. It's all about working through, well, in this particular scenario, I feel like it's all about you're working through the hard stuff and now you're celebrating. So by the end of September, everyone will value everyone a little bit differently in a good way. And I feel like this is going to bring a lot of healing with the Star card. Maybe some wish fulfillment for everyone, because everyone just wants to be seen. Everyone just wants to be valued in this situation, in life in general, right? So if you can all find a way to value one another, and then you have this great win as a result of doing that, you get to celebrate, okay? So this is everyone coming together and celebrating and enjoying the fruits of their labor, enjoying the fruits of the frustration, okay? Because it's probably going to get a little worse before it gets better. But I feel like if you guys can stick with it and you guys can stay together as a solid unit and work through any of the frustration, you guys are going to end up in a really, really, really good place, okay? Like I said, you had the Ten of Pentacles, which is a great card. That's financial stability. That's happiness. That's everything that you could want, really. It's legacy, okay? So I'm going to pick... Whoa. I'm going to pick... I was going to pick one more card, but two came out for you. So this is from my Oracle deck to kind of... That's so cool. This is just to kind of help summate everything that we talked about. I love that the very first card that you got was Communion. I feel like this is everybody. These are all your friends. These are all your coworkers. These are all your family members. And you guys are all coming together to find communion together this month. It feels like a really great time to connect and, again, value each other a little differently and appreciate each other, okay? And then you got don your witch hat, okay? I feel like this is, again, harking back to aces in their places. By the end of the month, everybody's going to be able to wear their own unique, individualized witch hat. Not literally, you know what I mean. It's a metaphor. So it's kind of like they understand their place. You understand your place. Everyone values everyone's place. And everyone then gets to be in their own individual self as they bring more of themselves to the table. They're able to don their witch hat, i.e. their authenticity. They're not going to have to hide anything anymore because they see that it's being valued. So they feel like they can trust to bring their A game every time. This is you guys bringing your A game in your each individual ways, okay? And you standing in a position of power in your empowerment, and wearing your witch hat, wearing your own authenticity, your own identity, and bringing your A game to the table as well, which is only going to fuel your sense of empowerment. It's only going to fuel your sense of strength. These two lovely ladies, okay? And it's going to help you have that celebration. There's going to be a celebration of your community, of the people that you are working with, of the people that you care about. And I think this is going to be a great month to heal any potential shortcomings when it comes to working together as a team. So I think this is going to be a really positive month. It's probably going to be rocky. I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to get, like I said, a little worse before it gets better. But I feel like if you guys can all take a step back and find a way to put yourself in everyone else's shoes, and that might be literally taking over their job for a day, let them take over your job for a day, so that they can have a better understanding and you can have a better understanding. Everyone is going to feel valued and everyone's going to be able to bring their A game. Okay? I hope this helped. If it resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Maybe get a like. And if you would like to come back as a misfit, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel and help me build this from scratch, from the ground up. We are growing. I'm excited. So definitely come back for next month's reading. Maybe tick the bell so that you don't miss your next reading for October. I'm really excited. I cannot believe it's spooky season. I mean, it's been spooky season since July for me, really all year round. But I'm excited that it's officially going to be October soon, and this is for September, but we're moving into fall and away from the heat. So I'm very excited about that. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.